Something a bit different today. We're starting at NZMP New Plymouth, which is up here on the map, and going to NZSD Stratford down there. But we're going to use the default X-Plane ATC. Right, so for the flight plan direct 3,000 feet, let's file it and see.
New Plymouth Tower, Beechcraft Aaron, hello, cargo line 123, request IFR clearance to Stratford.
Cargo line 123, cleared to Stratford, routing direct, maintain 10,000, squawk 0300, QNH 1022.
Cleared IFR to Stratford, routing direct.
10,000 feet? What the bollocks is that?
QNH
Flight plan said 3,000.
Cargo line 123.
Cargo line 123, redirect direct.
Just seeing what options there are, as I never use this ATC function. Giving.
New Plymouth Tower, cargo line 123, request taxi from gate 2 for departure.
Cargo line 123, information echo current, runway 05 taxi via November, hold short of runway 05.
Information echo, runway 05 taxi via November, hold short of runway 05, cargo line 123.
Cargo line 123, report ready.
Wilco, cargo line 123. New Plymouth Tower, cargo line 123, ready for departure.
Cargo line 123, backtrack full left, fly heading 045, runway 05, cleared for takeoff, wind 270 degrees 4 knots.
Backtrack full length, fly heading 045, runway 05, cleared for takeoff, cargo line 123.
Wind 270, and you want us to use runway 05. Shouldn't we be using the other... And anyway, I will use autopilot with this one, so my making of a video doesn't impede my ability to fly a plane and cause ATC to shout at us if we're off course or whatever. But looking forward to seeing what happens. ATC in X-Plane was a bit rubbish, to say the least, last time I used it, which was back in X-Plane 11 actually. But did hear there are some improvements to it now, so we'll see. Backtrack full length, hopefully they'll let us off with missing that last few feet. Yeah, so let's go and take our IFR flight plan into the skies. Up and away. Wave goodbye to New Plymouth and their wind wand. Yep, all looking good. So autopilot on, heading hold. $2,000 a minute climb, we can maintain that all the way up to 7,000 feet higher than the flight plan that I filed with you lot.
Cargo line 123, turn left heading 042.
Turn left heading 042, cargo line 123.
Cargo line 123, contact New Zealand Control 120.900, goodbye.
Contact New Zealand Control.
Took off on an instruction of fly heading 045 and we've now just been told to turn left by 3 degrees to 042. Little pedantic maybe? Yeah, my only guess at the 10,000 feet thing is Mount Taranaki is not too far away, but there's no need to fly over the top of it. So, yeah, not massively impressed so far.
Cargo line 123. Turn right heading 149.
To right heading 149.
149 degree. 150, 150, not 149. Who the bollocks gives instructions like that? Is this the controller's first day on the job? Jesus. Or possibly his last. Anyway, perhaps I am mildly irritated at the moment anyway. Back doing stuff with SketchUp again after a bit of a break from scenery making for a couple of weeks, and doing some more of Ardmore again. So I hadn't textured it yet, but I'd just finished making a rather complicated hangar building. Then happened to notice there was an NVIDIA update. So set that running, and every single time I'd done that in the past, NVIDIA does its thing, screen goes black for a second, then everything pops back up and it's all fine exactly as it was before. Not this time. Yeah, the update somehow seemed to have crashed SketchUp, and I just lost the building which I'd spent the last 20 minutes or so creating. If you could have taken a photo, you would have seen my not very fucking happy expression. Yeah, New Zealand coast looking quite nice. From an altitude I didn't want to be at, or have no need to be at. Yeah, shame as we can hardly see the house where Matt lives. Yeah, he went to buy some condoms, and the cashier asked if he'd like a bag. Yeah, he said no, it's okay, I'll just turn the lights off. But anyway, yeah, back in the scenery making chair again, and Ardmore, he's progressing. Probably about 50% of the building is now done, but the remaining 50% does include some of the more complicated and time-consuming things. Yeah, square box kind of hangar's one thing, but when you're into flying schools with terraced areas outside and the tower building and stuff like that, they're more of a pain in the arse to make. Then there's all the tarmac and markings and trees and vegetation. So yeah, it's not going to be done this week, but it will get there eventually. Yeah, I've got the enjoyment factor back again from making stuff now, as long as NVIDIA stays the hell out of my way. Twat. Yeah, there's Mount Taranaki, which we're nowhere near, but yet still need to climb to 10,000 feet for some reason. Yeah, 1,000 to go. It'll be interesting to see what happens with ATC getting us back down again. Although if I'm honest, this did happen years ago when I tried a flight with ATC, that they just terminated their service partway through and left me to it. So I'm going to guess that this may be a similar thing today, but you never know. Not going to judge them just yet. Coming up on 10,000. Altitude hold button. Right. Yeah, Mount Taranaki, or Mount Fuji as it was in at least one film that I know about, where they couldn't be bothered to go to Japan to make their movie. Although New Zealand does have a history of film and TV locations. Yeah, Mount Fuji over there was in The Last Samurai, Xena Warrior Princess, that TV series, and of course the Lord of the Rings films as well. But forget all about that mediocre stuff, because New Zealand was also the host for the film Killer Sofa. Hold on a minute, bring that back up. That's a fucking armchair, not a sofa. What the bollocks? Sofas are bigger things where you can sit more than one person. No wonder that went straight to DVD as an offering. Losing a bit of hope now.
To left, heading 132. Cargo line 123.
I was just about to say losing hope with ATC, but we've got something. A slightly new heading, not a huge change of direction, but at least they are still there. Thinking the fact that I'm still at 10,000 feet should be a little bit more of a concern for them, rather than turning left by a few degrees, but such is life. What do I know? I'm not a controller. Yeah, not that far away now. Look. Yeah, getting closer. That distance and 10,000 feet. I'm still going with the guess that we're going to be abandoned by air traffic control, probably fairly soon. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Part of me does want to give up and just take a nosedive at the airfield and do it myself, but no. This is an air traffic control test, so we'll stick with it.
To right, heading 137. Maintain 10,000. Cargo line 123.
There's another tiny course correction while still flying at 10,000 feet. We're even past the fucking mountain now. We're not going to hit it. A descent would be quite nice now, please, Mr. Controller. Now. Airfield down there somewhere. Possibly under the engine by now, so we can't see it. Wingtip.
Cargo line 123. Turn right heading 235. Resume mode navigation.
To right, heading 235. Resume mode navigation. Cargo line 123.
And we've been abandoned.
Cargo line 123. You're leaving my airspace. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Flight heading 204. Stratford, goodbye.
Radar services terminated. Squawk 1200. Fly heading 2404 Stratford. Cargo line 123. Goodbye.
Yeah. Resume own navigation. Which to translate from air traffic control language into English means fuck off and do it yourself, I can't be arsed with you anymore. So let's see if we can get in here from 10,000 feet above the airfield. Where we may not be following all of the rules or the pilot operating handbook for this aircraft, but such is life. I have faith we can do this. Bit of speed and altitude to lose, but yeah, I think we're doing okay. While since I've had to nosedive into an airfield, but it's not the first time I've done that. The town of Stratford there. which is where Michael just found out that his local barber had been arrested for selling drugs. Yeah, Michael was most surprised about this, as he'd been a customer there for almost 8 years, and he had absolutely no idea that the guy also cut people's hair. We're into nose-diving side slip piloting now, but try and get down in time. Get rid of ATC window, as we don't want them again today, or ever. Bunch of idiots. Now, I'm thinking after a descent rate similar to that of a grand piano tied to an anvil in a Roadrunner cartoon, we are looking okay now. Much better. I think we can do this. Gear and flaps. I can see the runway just up ahead. Speed and altitude back to more normal looking numbers, and everything is under control again. I think this one is the slightly shorter runway, but it's pointing into wind, and it is plenty long enough for a Baron anyway, so no worries about that. The map isn't showing any AI aircraft moving, so none of that to worry about either. Only us to be concerned about, so try and land a plane as long as we nicely clear the fence on the perimeter. Lovely. Okay. Bit heavy, slightly more of a controlled flight into the runway rather than flare and soft touchdown, but rather than all the variations and nuances to measure a landing, I just prefer to leave it as one simple question. Are we currently on fire? And today, that's fine. We're not on fire, so that will do for me. Yeah, so there was my test flight for the new default ATC, and it's a load of bollocks. Yeah, I'll be going back to not bothering to use that again. I'll see you soon. Bye.